Brought to you by Penguin.
The Unmumsy Mum A to Z, an Inexpert Guide to Parenting, written and read by Sarah Turner. Introduction. ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3, unless you're writing an A to Z and discover you're a 30-something mother of 3 who can't remember the order of the alphabet without mentally singing the alphabet song from the beginning while using fingers to work out which letter comes next. I must have done that 1,000 times during the writing of this book, and I still have to think twice about whether N comes before or after M. There was also a period somewhere in the middle of the writing process where I became so consumed by thoughts of the trickier letters, worried I would end up with gaps, that I found myself randomly shouting, "Yes, that's it! V is for vasectomy, get in!" much to the confusion of other mums on the school run. If you followed me online and or read either of my previous 2 books, you'll know that this is the 3rd book in the Unmumsy Mum series, though if you've not read the others, don't panic, it doesn't matter. What you might not know is that this is to be the last Unmumsy Mum book, at least for the time being. I can't, of course, rule out returning to write Unmumsy Reloaded the Teenage Years in 10 years' time, full of tales about underage drinking and dilemmas over whether you should say something when you put tissues in your boy's room, or just write "instead of the sock" on a post-it note. For now, though, this is it. I wrote the best part of the previous books at home on my bed, something I was once forced to explain with a red face after Henry told an adult in a professional setting that Mummy earns money on her laptop in bed, as though I was some kind of webcam girl. I would be terribly disappointing as a webcam girl, unless someone happened to have a fetish for mums in dressing gowns dipping pom bears into hummus, which, if you didn't know, is a taste sensation. This book, though, was largely written from a desk in a co-working office, and, while that's certainly an upgrade from the bedroom in terms of the creative environment, it does have the potential to get a touch awkward if people in the office don't know what you're working on. On only my 2nd day, having been brainstorming ideas, I went to make a cup of tea and returned to my desk to find I'd left the words guilt, mental health, IKEA and vagina on my screen, which I'm sure, out of context, made for an alarming list. I've also remained too scared to inquire about linking my laptop to a printer, in case Chris, 3 desks down, unwittingly finds himself reading about my fanny dramas when he was expecting to pick up some detailed architectural drawings. I have put my everything into this book and tried my hardest to repay the good fortune I've been afforded in being allowed to escape the house 2 days a week to write it. A bit like my 3rd baby, this 3rd book is different from the 2 that came before it, and I hope it's special in its own right. I feel I should point out now, in case you're hoping this is going to be a serious A to Z reference book with sections on eczema and how best to discipline a toddler, that what follows does not contain a huge amount of practical wisdom, or in fact, anything practical at all. However, with any luck, it might just make you laugh, and more than anything else, I hope it reassures you that, whatever it looks like, all parents are just muddling along really, doing our best at what sometimes feels like an impossible job. A&E. Though never somewhere you want to find yourself at 9 p.m. on a Monday, the chances are, at some stage, it's where you are going to find yourself at 9 p.m. on a Monday. This is because children are stupid. They do stupid things, they put things in stupid places, and they trip over things you ask them to tidy away before someone gets hurt. During the writing of this book, an otherwise unremarkable Monday evening turned into a high-drama episode of Casualty when our Henry tripped over in his bedroom, in the dark. He was supposed to be in bed, but had ventured downstairs to give us the latest in a long line of reasons why he couldn't get to sleep. This time, it was Lord Voldemort's fault. He couldn't sleep because he was scared Lord Voldemort was hiding in the house waiting to do a killing curse on him. Curiously, he's only scared of Lord Voldemort on school nights when he's not allowed to stay up as late. Of course, we gave him a cuddle and offered some soothing words. Voldemort can't get you here, darling, because White Teddy is next to you, and he has an impenetrable force field. Then we pushed him back up the stairs and told him not to bother us again unless it was urgent. Approximately 30 seconds later, we heard a thud, a shout, and then blood-curdling screaming, quite unlike any sound he's ever produced. James was first on the scene, racing up the stairs before declaring, "Sir, there's blood everywhere," at which I flapped around grabbing tea towels and shouting, "Calm down," for no real reason other than it's what I'm most used to shouting.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?